we need to have a conversation about Ruben Amarim because, boy, any of you guys that just come from the watch along, the match reaction slightly delayed because I needed to gather myself. Because I nearly lost my mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if I said what was coming to mind at the time, I can't lie. Could have been dark. It was dark. It was dark. This is the third game in a row that this manager has almost snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Third in a row. Brighton, 3-0 up, ended up conceding 2 goals. Momentum's gone against us. Luckily, 4-2 looks a lot more comfortable. The game was anything but that. Forest, again, should have been comfortable. Go ahead, concede 2 goals. Then the players bail him out. And then today was the same. 1-0 up, cruising. Concede 2 goals. Right at the end of the game, man just recover. There's a growing, emerging pattern of this manager making changes in games and ruining all the hard work that the players put in. And people say to me, but we've improved. You got to give Ruben Amarim credit. This guy repeatedly shows me that the only improvement we've made is buying better players so they can override his incompetence. Because this is what we saw today. Tottenham didn't have a single shot on goal in the first half. Listen, United were not great. I'm not about to sit here and say, United dominated Spurs or this, that, and the other. No, Spurs were rubbish because Spurs are rubbish. But there's no way that United should have drawn that game today. There's no way. That game, if managed correctly, is a 2-0 game. Because Tottenham, there's no danger of Tottenham's attackers doing anything if you don't give them space to do it. There's no danger whatsoever. The whole momentum swung because this manager doesn't know how to manage games. I'm watching the game and I'm seeing the manager first. If I remember correctly, the first substitution was Mazraoui, which needed to be made because Maz was never going to play 90 minutes. He's been out of match practice, so... And you could see that he wasn't sharp anyway, so the mass change made sense. And then out of nowhere, unprovoked, whilst Manchester United are calm against Tottenham 1-0 up, pretty much coasting, triple substitution for no reason. Like, in my opinion, if you're winning a game, there is no reason to make a triple change. But not only have you made a triple change, but because you made a change before that, you've made 4 changes in the space of 10 minutes. What does that do to momentum in a game? What does that do to momentum? Because 4 changes out of 10 outfield players, so you've nearly changed 50% of your outfield in a game that you're comfortable, you're winning, and the other team look like they're running out of ideas. In that situation, the most common sense thing will be, you know what, we're winning a game, we don't need another goal. Let's let them, as the home team, let's let them worry about us. Let's just keep things exactly how they are. But that would just be too simple. So Ruben Amarim decides to make a triple substitution. But not only a triple substitution, a triple defensive substitution. Because now you're bringing on Ugarte and Mason Mount, which are 2 defensive-minded players. And obviously you had to replace Harry Maguire with Lenioro because Harry Maguire got injured. Again, I have no problems with them 2 substitutions, the 2 ones that were fitness enforced. I have no problem with those. What I do have a problem with here is, again, we take off Casemiro for the 3rd game running and we lose all sense of ability to play football. And the funny thing is, this fan base scapegoated Casemiro for so long. Jamie Carragher, leave football before football leaves you. Casemiro is our best midfielder. Bruno finishes every game. Yet we struggle at the end of every game. So clearly his contribution to midfield needs to be more closely examined. He got an assist today because he played in the corner for Delit. So all the stat guys, all the foot mob guys, these guys are going to try and gaslight you into believing he had a good game today because he got GA today. he was useless, like he's always useless for the most part. Casemiro is what holds this team together. He's literally the brace for the spine of this team, and he doesn't get enough credit for it. And the lack of credit for Casemiro wouldn't be a problem if he didn't get so much disrespect on the other hand. When Casemiro has an off game or makes a mistake, people are so vocal. Yeah, when he puts in another performance like this, or when he's clearly showing his importance to the team, not enough is made of it. And the same goes for Dorgu today. Dorgu played really well today, and he's another player that people go out of their way to discredit him. Yeah, he needs refining, but he's got something in it. Today he was very good, but guess what? Completely unprovoked, we're gonna take off Dorgu. We're playing one game a week. He's young, he's fit, 21 years old, playing well, but now we're gonna put on our mate Delo because like no Man United performance. No Man United performance is complete without a Diogo Dalot disaster class. None. So yeah, we really needed that. Then we bring on Dalot, fifth substitution for no reason. And then Sesko decides to get injured. And we got no subs left because you wasted 3 substitutions. 3 whole substitutions you wasted. Still no minutes for Xerxes. So yeah, this is Ruben Amarim. The guy couldn't coach his way out of a Sainsbury's car park. And here we are. Certain people wanted apologies. They wanted apologies after winning 3 games in a row, Since then, he's drawn 2 games he should have won. But these guys wanted apologies. The absolute state of this fan base. And there's going to be people out there that are going to turn around and say, oh, Rants, point away from home at Spurs. Good result. The gaslighting is crazy. This is a game that we should have won comfortably. Spurs are a bad team. Chelsea beat Spurs because Spurs are a bad team. A lot of Chelsea fans were upset with me. They were saying, oh, no, we made Spurs look rubbish. No, Spurs are rubbish, bro. Spurs make themselves look rubbish. No shots on target in the first half. None. I am absolutely seething with what I had to watch, bro. Like, at 1-0 up, I can't lie. The match reaction was looking completely different. It was looking like, yo, professional performance, haven't played particularly well, but moments of quality, big up this player, big up that player, yo, we move. And now, it's Amarim sabotage again. How many times? How many times are we going to go through this? And yes, guys, people have said to me, yeah, but Rants, what about Inos? Yeah, Inos are equally culpable for keeping him here. I agree. Let me make one thing clear, yeah. I've never, ever, ever absolved them of the blame of keeping him here. Because I've pointed out that I believe that the recruitment has markedly improved, which it has, since they've come in, people seem to think that I can't criticize them or I like everything about them. I don't like everything about them. I dislike more than I like. However, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they haven't done positive things. But you see, keeping this manager after the Tottenham game, that might be, at the end of the season, obviously none of us are mind readers, but that might be the most damaging thing they could have done to this football club. Because in this current climate, yeah, I genuinely believe with a decent manager, Manchester United are challenging for the Premier League title this season. I believe that in my heart. 1 game a week, fresh legs, relatively good fitness in terms of squad-wise. When I look at Arsenal, when I look at Chelsea, when I look at Tottenham, these teams are close to, I wouldn't say ravaged with injuries, but they're dealing with a lot more than we are. Do you know what I'm saying? And just being there or thereabouts puts you in a situation where you can almost go under the radar, a bit like Leicester did, a bit like Bournemouth did in the first half of last season, a bit like Bournemouth and Sunderland at the moment are kind of doing, just picking up points. And people are saying, no, it's just United. They're not going to stay there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, just a run of form. And then before you know it, it's February and we're still within 6 points at the top. And you're like, hold on, like, these men are still here. That could have been us. But Ruben's got other ideas. Crouching down on the touchline, creasing up his trainers, bro. I'll be honest, yeah, like, this is probably the calmest fan cam that I've ever done or match reaction, because I was this close to losing my head, yeah. Man blacked out, fam. And now, like, I just feel calmness, bro, because I was on the edge, fam. I was on the edge. I felt the pressure building up in my head, bro. Like, I felt it. Like, bro, that performance today, bro, losing to Tottenham Hotspur after starting the way we started. Brother, if we would have ever lost that game, I have to sit down on Bants Sports Ooze and listen to my brother absolutely cook my team, yeah, for 15 minutes in the intro, bro. That's it, bro. I was, what, 1 minute of stoppage time away from that reality. And that sobers you up. You get me? So, I can't believe this guy's still at my football club. I really can't. The incompetence is so obvious. It's so obvious. Shout out Casemiro today. Real leadership. Delit. Scored the equalizer and he mouthed like, this is shit. He was fuming because he knows that's a game we should have won. Dorgu, a very good performance today. Like, people disrespect this guy so much, yeah, but he deserved some credit today. The man don't want to finish on a bad note, even though my head is on Pluto right now. And Boomo, Mr. Reliable, he's turning into. That's 5 goals in 10 games, I believe. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. That's the Premier League, by the way. He's starting to become one of them players that, regardless of how he plays, you can almost depend on him scoring. And if you're going to be a successful team in the modern game, you need a player like that. And last but not least, the goalkeeper, Lomans, at the beginning, the ball rolled under his foot and people thought, right, it might be one of them games. No. Made some very good saves, commanded his area, and he's proven to us that we've actually turned the corner since Onana's left. So, very, very happy to have him in goal. But this RUBEN Amarim, yeah, this guy he's stealing a living. He's stealing a living. Like, I understand people can be split on the players, but if you want what's best for this football club, how can you support this?